park is surprisingly peaceful.
Mm.
Sitting right now in Beacon Hill Park.
For Wrestling Ramble Take 2.
Remix edition.
Yeah.
What's normally one of the city's busiest places on the weekend is pretty much empty today.
Because there's a storm.
Yeah. It ain't a hurricane, that's for sure.
No.
Not at all. We've got the whole place to ourselves. The park's our studio today.
Mm-hmm.
The last place we shot wasn't as conducive, didn't have the best possible shooting situation, but that's okay. We're back again, and it's an eventful week in wrestling, wouldn't you say?
I'd say so.
What was this week's top story?
Well, I mean, probably the TNA rumblings we heard about. Billy Corgan filing a restraining order against Dixie Carter and I guess just TNA as a whole. I don't know.
She got caught with her hand in the cookie jar. And you'd think she would have learned her lesson by now. Our old buddy Dave Meltzer, Mr. 5 Stars, reporting on Twitter that the walls are apparently closing in on Impact Wrestling, but that hasn't stopped them before.
Maybe Mr. McMahon can swoop in. Although I don't see why you'd want to. You'd probably just be like, just give me the talent.
Yeah, give me what few talent I haven't already taken.
Yeah, exactly.
Give me just the couple that are left. Lashley? Nah, we'll take Lashley. Just kidding.
And then we'll feed him to Lesnar.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right after Goldberg gets fed to Lesnar. At this point, like honestly, I don't think WWE would go through the time and the effort and the money, most importantly, of bringing back Bill Goldberg and having him win, unless they intend for him to become like their next pop star.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it'll probably be a hell of a match, but
Hopefully.
But Brock Lesnar is going over.
He is, and I have a feeling that Goldberg's return to WWE was more or less the same as Sting's. 2 matches at most, 2 losses more than likely.
Yeah.
And a Hall of Fame spot for the big man?
Yep, I think so.
Who will induct Goldberg? Maybe Gilbert?
Gilbert. Maybe Bret Hart?
Yeah, that's a really good idea. Yeah, no, that's perfect. Absolutely. It should be Bret Hart. I think Bret should induct Seth Rollins as well when the time comes.
Yeah. I think
Seth.
that's perfect.
Yeah, Seth, I was wrong. I'm sorry. Did you notice that the Hitman issued...
I was just going to say maybe he could induct Chris Benoit as well.
Okay, now you're really pushing it. Now you're asking a lot there, man. Rest in peace, Benoit's family. Yeah, in all seriousness, I'm pretty sure that one day Rollins will get inducted. But Bret Hart issuing a formal apology on Facebook this past week. Did you see it?
Yeah.
But how did you feel about that?
I don't know. I'm just like, does he really mean this apology? Or like, it's always hard to tell with things like that.
Yeah, definitely. His intention's good. At the end of the day, what Bret says about wrestling, I think everybody should listen to. Whether you agree or not, so be it. But he knows what he's talking about. It's just a matter of perspective. Do we think that Seth Rollins is unsafe? I personally don't really think so. Do you?
No. I think the buckle bomb is just a slightly unsafe move.
It is.
It can be.
Yeah.
But I don't think Seth Rollins as a whole is unsafe.
Because he messed up one knee strike one time. That doesn't mean that all of a sudden he's just breaking people's noses every week. He broke one person's nose one time.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't think we're going to see Seth Rollins injure anybody else anytime soon. Because from what I've seen, Seth is being very careful.
Yeah.
Like,
well, probably for good reason, because he's getting tons of heat for it.
He certainly is. Another individual who's getting tons of heat is Paige. Apparently there's some dispute as to whether her neck injury warrants surgery or not. The word that I'm hearing is that WWE is not willing to pay for surgery for her.
Wow.
But her and her family believe she needs it.
Interesting.
Now that being said, when a person's young, having any kind of spine operation is not advisable.
I didn't know that.
Well, yeah, because anytime you get your spine operated on, it kind of fundamentally weakens it, and you kind of invite more surgery. So if you get one, and if you keep pushing it, there's a good chance you'll need another.
Interesting.
So people like Edge, Stone Cold, Lita, they all had the spinal fusion surgery, and after that, none of them really wrestled again. So if Paige is going to get neck surgery to get her neck fixed, it's dodgy. And coming from a guy who's had spinal problems, you want to avoid that wherever possible. I mean, poor Emma with her ruptured disc, she had to get surgery. There's just no choice. But in Paige's case, if she can avoid it, I think she could. If in a perfect world, I think Paige should just take some time off and come back when she's healthy.
I think so too. Well, I mean, it seems like she'll have a decent amount of time with that 60-day violation.
That's true. That's absolutely true. And it's not like she's hurting for money.
No.
So, get well soon.
Spend some time with Alberto.
Yeah, they both are able to set their own schedules for the foreseeable future.
Good for them, I guess.
Yeah, you do stuff for sure.
Yeah.
What else is on your mind? Yeah.
I guess we could jump right into that NXT. Talk about the debut of Sanity.
Please do.
In the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic.
Tell the people a little bit about Sanity.
They're just 4 dudes with masks?
3 dudes and a lady.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
So the 4, it's 4 people, absolutely. There's, I believe, 2 NXT recruits, people that NXT has developed themselves. Sawyer Fulton is one, and the other, I'm sorry, I've forgotten the name of. And then there's a woman, Nikki Storm from Scotland.
Oh, okay.
And then there's EY, Eric Young.
And they put in some good work.
Yeah, they did. They're laying the beat down on Ty Dillinger. No mercy.
And Bobby Roode abandoning Ty Dillinger.
I honestly feel like that was probably for the best, because Ty is undeniably one of NXT's top babyfaces. And Bobby Roode is supposed to be a heel.
Yeah. I loved when he was just like, Bobby, why? And then he just gets like the shit kicked out of him.
Yeah. Great
so
story.
good.
Great storytelling. Eric Young and Bobby Roode, 2 former TNA talents, looking to be very well positioned in NXT right now.
Maybe a big hoss match against AOP.
I feel like that is indeed the destiny of both of NXT's 2 newest factions. Paul Ellering and his boys, I think, are going to have a collision with, I don't even know what you call the people of Sanity, but it's insane people? I don't know.
They're lunatics, Michael.
How did you describe it? You said it was a little bit of, when you were talking about their music, you described it as being a little bit of Shield and what else?
Oh no, just like their kind of gimmick in general is, I just thought it was like a little bit like the Shield and the Wyatt family put together.
Right. They're a bunch of shit kickers, and they're sort of anarchists.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, sounds like Money in the Bank.
I would say so. Kind of like the Money in the Bank that hopefully Bernie Sanders cashes in any day now, because that madness going on in the United States is becoming hilariously hilarious.
Yeah, definitely.
But
no doubt about that.
Yes, the shambles that TNA is in, if Trump gets elected, all I'm going to say is that that's probably what America's going to become.
Just, what's America doing in the Impact Zone?
What's WWE Hall of Famer Donald Trump doing in the Impact Zone? You're all fired.
Just he becomes president and buys TNA Impact.
And he makes Billy Corgan Vice President of America. Book it.
2 days the greatest.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, let's talk about that first. So the news has been recently revealed. Sasha Banks, the new Raw Women's Champion, is going to be defending her title in Hell in a Cell against the Nature Girl, Charlotte. Woo! Absolutely 2 of the best athletes in pro wrestling today. For the first ever time, 2 women competing in Hell in a Cell. The match, as the type of match implies, should probably be pretty brutal.
Pretty brutal. I hope they don't take it to 11 too far, you know.
Are we going to see some Brock Lesnar style hardware blood?
Oh my goodness.
Sasha just busting Charlotte open.
Charlotte rips off the mat.
Natural selection on the boards.
Yeah. Oh God, remember way back when that Alabama slammer on
On the outside?
apron?
Oh, into the apron.
Yeah.
Yes, that was brutal. It was Nikki Bella did that to Charlotte, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that was definitely brutal. I look for more brutality in this upcoming pay-per-view. Of course, Charlotte's father, probably best known for his red masks. Whether we'll see Charlotte wearing one, we'll see. But dare I say it, if she wants to fully engulf her father's legacy, she's got to red mask it up at least once in memorable fashion.
And then she can frog splash off the top of the cage.
Sasha can, and Charlotte can go for moonsault off the top.
Yeah.
Now let's just be serious for a second. Moonsaults off the top of a cage are very rare. Only a handful of people really would even try to do it. Cody Rhodes did it. Kurt Angle, of course, did it. Jeff Hardy, Jack Evans. Not there are others certainly, but only a handful of noteworthy people.
But will Charlotte make history?
But the thing is, all those people I just named, they did moonsaults off a cage match cage,
No.
without a top.
Okay.
And the cell, if I'm not mistaken, is a bit higher than the cage.
Oh, okay. So that would be...
So, I mean, what we saw earlier this year, Shane O'Mac, going for that elbow drop off the top of the cell under Undertaker, that's what Charlotte was, that's what she'd have to replicate. Can you imagine any human being doing a backflip that high? I'll save that stuff for Mecha Shawn Michaels and his ilk.
Yeah, you're right.
But that's like almost 20 feet. Crash pad or no crash pad. I don't know how you could do that safely.
I don't think you could.
Like,
It'd just be a big old bump.
Well, every cell bump that we've seen off the top, like from the top of the cell to the floor, Shane O'Mac and Mankind, they did it through a table. So I mean, can you just imagine her positioning Sasha on a table, and she starts climbing up to the top of the cell? I would lose my mind. I would start calling WWE, make them stop. Don't do it.
Somebody stop the damn match.
Yes, Vince McMahon should just come out and be like, that's enough. No,
Yeah.
no, that's too far. Nobody. Let's just make that a rule.
Probably Mick Foley would come out. No, ladies, don't do this.
No flips off the top of the cell. It's never been done before. But you know what?
Don't put your careers on the line.
I'm sure, yeah, like back when Mankind got thrown off the top of the cell for the first ever time, nobody at that time thought it was a good idea to take any bump off the top of the cell.
No.
And this is the evolution of the sport, and dare I say it, Charlotte seems to be showing symptoms of the spot monkey addiction.
Yep.
So
that like double springboard moonsault off the top rope that one time, that was awesome.
which one are you talking about?
Do you remember that? She did like she like jumped off both of the top ropes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fantastic, the triangle moonsault.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, yeah, Charlotte is one of the best in the industry, but don't take a cell bump, please.
No.
We don't want you to do it because you're awesome. We don't want you to hurt you or Sasha. Please.
You don't need to do this, lady.
No. I don't think either Roman or Rusev is thinking about taking a cell bump.
No. Oh God, what if they are? Spear off the top of the cell.
How do either of them survive that?
I don't think they would.
Maybe if like there's like, I don't know, the ocean on the other side and he spears him into the water, maybe.
In a Hell in a Cell moat match. There's just water.
In an Alcatraz match.
Alcatraz. Where they, oh my God, it's just a cage match, but then they have to climb over and then swim the rest of the way.
That's how you win the match.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, there'd be like, we would actually work like swimming wrestling.
I know, what if they had like worked fights underwater?
And then you work yourself through a chute and accidentally drown the other person. Oops. Suddenly this is, yeah, I think that's too dangerous.
Yeah. Just a little bit.
But that being said, you remember when they had Slam Ball on Spike TV, right?
Oh yeah.
Possibly the most dangerous sport I've ever seen.
Oh goodness.
Sin Cara and Kalisto like to incorporate trampolines. Maybe you could see some sort of trampoline revival. Not with actual revival, because they don't do flips. But you get what I'm saying.
They just like do a trampoline and just do a straight jump like in a pose like this over the top rope. Because there's no flips.
It's just fists.
Yeah.
I don't think Revival's winning the Dusty Cup though.
No.
The tag champs? Nope. I think it's going to be either Sanity or AOP, and we'll see how that plays out.
Unless maybe they work those body parts. Cut the ring in half.
AOP have huge body parts though. Really
They
huge.
do. But you can never underestimate the tag team synergy.
You're right.
Of the Revive.
You're right. The only two-time champ after all.
Mm-hmm.
Quickly becoming the new day of NXT. And NXT, Raw, SmackDown, we're getting a plethora of opportunities to see all those talents. Maybe even too many opportunities, but with these highly frequent specials, it's hard to even call them pay-per-views anymore.
I know. They're just happening all the time. Hell in a Cell's only in a couple weeks, and then Survivor Series isn't that long after that, and I'm sure there'll be some other pay-per-view or somewhere.
You're right.
Maybe an NXT takeover?
Another one?
Maybe. I don't know.
They'll go from...
Oh wait, when's Toronto supposed to happen?
It's the Survivor Series weekend,
Oh, okay.
which is November 15th, I think?
Oh, okay.
Middle of the month, I'm pretty sure. And all of that I think is going to be great. Toronto's going to be on fire with both the TakeOver show and Survivor Series. And now we find out, for the first time ever, we're going to have the classic, traditional 5 versus 5 Survivor Series matchup. Not only for men, not only for singles competitors, but for women and tag teams as well.
Mm-hmm. Which is most of the women's roster.
That's right.
In both divisions.
And that only begs one question for me. What does the winning team get if it's SmackDown versus Raw all the way up and down?
Yeah, that's a good question. Oh my god, what if... Well, I guess this wouldn't work for the women. Well, never mind, this wouldn't really work in general. I was gonna say, what if the titles could change hands, but I was thinking more so with the US and Intercontinental, because it wouldn't make sense if the SmackDown tag titles went to Raw.
That's a good point. My first reaction is the winning team gets to steal a superstar from the other brand.
Oh,
Wouldn't it be awesome if they made that choice like a fan vote?
holy shit. That'd be chaos.
They would be, but it could be pretty fun.
Yeah, it could be.
So that being the case, right before we wrap up here, you tell me fantasy outcomes. SmackDown versus Raw, men, women, tag teams.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say, for example, Raw wins the men, SmackDown wins the women, and Raw wins the tag team. So then who would be the teams that wind up going over? So who would Raw take for a SmackDown tag team over to their side? I think they take American Alpha.
Yeah, probably. Or maybe the Usos? Reunite them
Wow.
with their cousin.
Wow. I like that. Great idea.
Yeah, that could be good.
So if Becky and the SmackDown women win the women, which woman would they bring over from Raw? I got it.
Sasha Banks?
No, I was going to say the reintroduction of Paige. That'd be perfect time to reintroduce her.
That would be. But maybe Sasha would be like, yes, Eddie, please.
And then SmackDown gets both women's champions?
Well, maybe she dropped the belt before that.
Okay, yeah, conveniently.
Yeah.
Like on a house show the night before
Yeah.
or something. On a house show in Sudbury, Ontario. Drops the title to Summer Rae.
Yeah.
Transitional champion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and finally, who would Raw bring over from SmackDown? The champ that runs the camp? The Eater of Worlds? The Viper?
Ah, God. So many good choices. What about the Luke Harper? Well, I mean, I guess he's not a super hot item, so they'd probably go for someone more like AJ Styles or John Cena. Or...
If they heat up Corbin, I think Corbin could do well.
Oh, yeah.
I could easily see Corbin having an awesome feud with Kevin Owens.
Mm-hmm.
It would Kevin's already sort of a pseudo babyface. Corbin could get a ton of heat on him.
Yeah.
Because Corbin's a mean bully, and he would just make fun of how fat he is.
Mm-hmm.
And the shit writes itself. The Trump effect. You know, they're actually, my parting thoughts, since we've kind of touched on it, incidences, according to Hillary Clinton, if you're to believe whatever she says, incidences of bullying in America are at an all-time high, and psychologists are calling it the Trump effect. Seriously.
Interesting.
this prevailing attitude that you can just, puff your chest out, have a lot of money, walk with a confident strut, and there's just no chance.
No chance in hell.
Maybe that's why he's in the Hall of Fame. But I don't think he's going to the Oval Office, big man.
No.
He ain't going to the White House. No, sir. But we are going to go get some of that white stuff. Ice cream. Any party thoughts?
Just Sasha and Charlotte, please don't kill yourselves or each other.
No, please don't.
Please be safe.
Be safe. Have long, good careers so we can cheer for you for many years.
Yeah.